it's Emily, and this is Leave a Message, the series where you call me and you leave me a message and then we listen to them together. This is episode 7. Don't forget, if you don't want to call in but you want to participate, you can go to my Google form and then write me a message. The link is in the description. Over the course of the last 6 episodes, we've had a handful of people call multiple times and kind of like give us updates on their situations. So this is a very special update episode, and we'll go into a little bit more detail with a few of our friends who've called over and over again. Our first update is about Jade. Jade has called a couple times, okay? The first time she called was episode 3, where she just said that she was starting to date this guy named Will. It was going well and she was excited about it, and that was it. That was the whole message. She called back in episode 6 and we got some more information. They have been dating for 3 weeks and it was going well, but something was like missing. The way that Jade likes to give affection and the way that Will does like doesn't seem like they're matching. Plus, Jade is a senior in college and Will is a sophomore. There was this element of long distance that they may or may not be looking at doing. If you watch that video, then you know that my opinion was enjoy the time that you have together and then say your goodbyes, move on, and like get started on being an adult and doing life post-college. Jade called back and this is what she had to say.
Hey, Emily. It's the girl who was with Will again. My name is Jade. I guess I'm going to be defining myself as Jade in the future. I did end up breaking up with him on Sunday, so this was before your episode came out, but I really appreciate your advice. In the end, I agree with what you said. It was just, like, he didn't do anything wrong, but he really didn't do anything right either, if that makes sense. I think we both just have different styles of giving affection. I'm a very love me loudly kind of person, and he really wasn't giving that, but that's okay, you know. So I just felt it was better that we weren't wasting each other's time, because I also enjoy being single, and, you know, I wasn't feeling very, like, locked in with him, if that makes sense. It just wasn't it. And that's okay. But I have been in love before. It was a relationship with my childhood best friend, who I'd been in love with for literally our entire lives. My dad's best friend's son, right? So that was very complicated when that ended, which was in October. So now I think I am just gonna chill until graduation. I've got this one guy that I kind of see on and off again, if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, it'll be fine. I'm excited to move back home and live life as an adult freely. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. But thanks.
I love that you came to the same conclusion that I did and you acted on that conclusion before I even said anything. I love that we were on the same wavelength, we were thinking the same thing. Sometimes the thing that's like wrong with someone is simply that they are not for us and they didn't do anything, or they are not a certain type of way that makes us not into them or something like that, but they are just simply not our person. And I think that that is sometimes a lot harder to walk away from than someone who is like, oh, I can pinpoint exactly like this thing that happened or this thing about you or this thing about us that doesn't work. If there's this like homeostasis, like everything is fine, it feels sometimes harder to walk away from. So very proud of you, very happy for you. I hope you enjoy the last couple weeks of college. Have an amazing summer, and I'll probably talk to you again. For our next update, we're talking to May. May called in episode 5 to talk about her dad that passed just at the end of last year. And I'm going to play you that message again because it is stunning and heartbreaking and beautiful. So let's take a listen.
Hi, I just randomly stumbled across your channel, and I love the idea of sharing stories, and if possible, I would love to share about my dad. He passed away in November, and he was literally the best dad in the entire world. My dad's name was Marty. He was tall and skinny. I don't think he ever weighed more than like 150 pounds his whole life. He loved music and surrealist art and Cajun food and comic books and his family. He loved life in general. His favorite band was the Rolling Stones. He dropped out of school in 9th grade and spent a long time drinking, being in and out of jail. He worked on a chicken farm and digging up daffodil bulbs. And then eventually he got sober, and he got a good job, and he met my mom and had me and my sister, and he was the best dad in the world. He would play games with us. He would, play Barbies and stay up late watching movies with us. He showed up to every school event, every, ballet recital and soccer game. And, he always encouraged us to be the people that we are, me and my sister and my mom. He loved life. He was made for this world. And I want everybody to know about him because 63 is not enough years for him to be around. So maybe in some way, people knowing about him can kind of make him live on. So, yeah. Thank you for giving us this platform, and I love you, Dad.
May followed up using my Google form, and she sent us some pictures and wrote us a message about her dad. So take a look at those pictures and I'll tell you what she said. Hi, here are more fun facts about my dad, Marty. He knew the words to every single Rolling Stones song. He grew up on a horse ranch orchard in eastern Washington and loved horses. Parentheses, he was a horse girl. He once accidentally made garlic brownies and ate 3 before he realized something was wrong with them. He smoked weed, parentheses, duh. He and my mom started dating after they went to the same New Year's Eve party and spent the night talking while my dad played with an Etch-a-Sketch. My mom kept teasing him about it and trying to look at what he was doing, but he wouldn't let her see. Finally, he gave up and said he had been trying to write, "Can I kiss you?" on the Etch-a-Sketch, but the letters are fucking hard, man. I was born 9 years later to the day. Who else is crying? Is it just me? Does that mean that your birthday is December 31st? That's a crazy day to have a birthday, I'll say it. He sounds like a really funny guy and a really chill dude and a really amazing dad. And I just thank you so much for sending the original message, and thank you so much for following up. This is like exactly what I wanted for this project. Like, absolutely stunning. Your dad will live here in this video forever with us. And thank you for sharing him with us. Okay, do you guys remember Maddie? Maddie called in episode 5 to talk about how it was their birthday. They just turned 24. I know Maddie in real life. I've talked to them a couple times, actually. Maddie is the first and only person to call and leave a message about what they would tell themselves 10 years ago. So we're gonna listen to that, and maybe it'll inspire you to do the same. You should call me and tell me what you would tell yourself 10 years ago. Okay, let's get the update.
Hey, Emily. So I just watched your most recent video, and, you were like, what would you tell yourself 10 years ago? And this is perfect because I just turned 24. Happy birthday to me, I guess. And what I think, me personally, what I would tell my 14-year-old self, God, first of all, please wear a jacket. God, wear a jacket. You're cold and you're anemic. Like, please just wear a jacket. But also, I think that, I'm sure a bunch of people are going to be like, it's going to be okay. But, like, genuinely, I thought the world was ending when I was 14. I was so severely unsure of everything all of the time. And, like, sometimes I'm still like that. But I think that, like, Maddie from 14, like at 14, she needed like a hug and somebody to tell her that it was going to be okay, and she wasn't going to believe it. But like, me now, Maddie, they, them, it did work out and everything is okay. So yeah, I'm sure everybody's going to say that, but I think it's the truth. It worked out. The world didn't end when I was 14. Everything is okay. And I just want to give her a hug. I think she needs it. But anyway, hope you have a great day. Love you. Bye.
Yeah, it might be a message that everyone would say to themselves 10 years ago, but it's a very valid message, especially when the 10 years ago self is still a teen, like a young teen. I think that's so fair. And maybe now that you said it, we'll get it out of the way, and now if anyone wants to call, they can't say that. You have to pick something else. I'll go next. I was 19 10 years ago, and I was like deeply in college. I would say, girl, stop. You're hanging out with these people who do not care if you live or die, and you are putting so much energy into being their friend and like getting them to like you and being likable. And imagine what would happen if you put half of that energy into yourself or school or anything, literally anything else. And I can be a little tough on my 10 years ago person because she was a mean girl, and she would be a mean girl for a couple more years before she realized like, oh, this is not cool. So I really hope you choose to call in and share what you would tell yourself 10 years ago. And if you're 40 or older, I would really love if you called in, because then you can give yourself advice from when you were like about my age, and that would be cool to hear. So this is the phone number, and the link in the description for the Google form if you want to write a message is there. So hopefully I hear from you. The last but not least on our update video is our Midwest princess. She called in for episode 2, and she was just simply giving me compliments. She was just giving me compliments, okay? And she was very nice. And then at the very end of her voicemail, she said, "I wish you nothing but happiness," and this sent me off a cliff. I think that's so funny. I'm like, okay, you're from the Midwest, huh? You're from the Midwest, aren't ya? And then she followed up in episode 5. Really just continuing to be so nice and like doing some heavy lifting when it comes to like manifesting this channel getting bigger like for me, and absolutely love it. Stunning. I really appreciate her and her continued support, but she never told us our name, and so my response to that voicemail was, what the heck is your name? So let's listen to her follow-up voicemail.
Hey, okay, this is, Shelby. This is my name now. I will introduce myself. But yeah, my name's Shelby. I'm the person that has, left voicemails. This is my 3rd time now. I've been the person who said that I wish you nothing but happiness, success. I'm excited for you. I want you to answer this. Like, what made you want to do this? Like, what made you want people to randomly call you and talk with you and ask questions, or them talk about their life, whatever it is? What made you want to do it? And like, do you like doing this? Like, is that kind of what you wanted for yourself? Like, what has always been your dream job or career or hobby, whatever it is? I really would love to know like more about you and why you're doing this, what your career or your dream career has always been. Maybe where you live. Obviously, I don't want to know exactly where you live because privacy, but maybe like the state you live in, just a little bit about you. I'd love to hear more about you because obviously I watch the videos that you post of like people like me talking with you. So I'd love to know like more about you. Yeah, but either way, God bless you. I'd love to see the video next Monday. Yeah, but thanks for listening. Okay, bye.
Name reveal, it's Shelby. Thanks for being here, Shelby. You're awesome and I love your accent. I'm a Capricorn, so I've always loved working. Honestly, I've always loved having a job, but now that I'm older, I'm like, I don't dream of labor anymore. Making YouTube videos is like the extent of my labor that I dream of. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, making a video is a lot of work, but it's the perfect blend of work and labor and creativity. And so that, I guess, is like my dream job, is something that I can make money from and be creative. I had that before with tattooing. I tattooed for the last 2 years and I'm not done tattooing. I really don't think, and I hope not. I just got really burnt out. I just got so burnt out and I just like need a break, and taking the time to really focus in on YouTube seems like the right answer for me, at least for now. When it comes to like my expectations or like what I wanted for this channel, I think at the end of the day, like the only thing I really care about is like documenting my life and like my growth as a person. Like I hope to be referencing these videos and watching them back and learning from them and seeing myself grow, especially as like a creator for sure, but also just as a person, as like a person who ages. Like that's really cool to me. That is why I made this video, which is my same interview, which is the same thing that Billie Eilish does. She does it every year. I think nowadays she does it every 2 years, but she answers the same questions and you can kind of see her growth and development from when she started. I think she was like 14 when she started and she's 20 something now. And that's so cool. That's exactly up my alley. So that's what I did, and I did it on my birthday. So I'll do it again on my next birthday next year in January. As far as this series goes. I'm happy with whatever you guys want it to be. I feel like I'm just the speaker for it. You guys calling in and talking about your dad who passed away, or talking about your boy problems or your school problems or your career things, like it's whatever you want. And I'm just glad to be talking to you, because my thing this year, and also I think last year too, is like I just want to make more friends and like be in a community with people and have these friends that I know meet each other, people in the community, like people who cut hair, and like, oh, I can refer you to you, and like other people who tattoo, like, oh, you want this tattoo? Okay, go talk to them. Really just making a network. And I tried really hard to do that the last year or so. And it would be wrong to say that I didn't make any progress. I think I made so much progress, and I think zooming out I can tell that I made more progress, but zooming in I'm like, oh, I failed. I'm trying to do that more and more in real life, but I think doing that online too is kind of just the way that society is right now, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, but I hope to take you guys and bring you into the real life too. So that is our update video. If you watched this far, you're part of like the 1% who watch my videos to the end. I actually am not sure if anyone watches my videos to the end, so if you made it all the way here, you should at least tell me, I guess. I'm trying not to get too obsessed with like analytics. We'll lose the plot if we do that, okay? Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.